And action!
You took.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, Alexa says it's time to start taping again.
Alexa, stop! Scared time right out of me. Hi, welcome back to another edition of Cookin' Chris's Dishes, where I, the good old boy, will be cooking recipes from recipes.crock.com, which is my wife's cooking blog that now has close to 400 recipes on there and counting. And today we're going to add another notch on the belt of recipes. And we're going to adapt a recipe from Gooseberry Patch's cookbook, Fresh and Easy Family Meals. And Mary Rose, and if I say this incorrectly, Mary Rose, I apologize, Kulczak. Is that right, Mary Rose? If you're watching, let me know. And hey, she's a Hoosier too. She's from Noblesville, Indiana. And she sent in a recipe for a Tuscan bean soup. We are going to kind of adapt this recipe and make it slow cooker ready. And we're also going to add some meat to it because I'm kind of like the Wendy's lady. When I see a dish, I say, where's the beef?
Except
although we're not having beef in there, this is sausage. But we browned up ahead of time. We browned up a pound of breakfast sausage like you would get in your store, like you would do for biscuits and gravy or what have you. And we're going to add the following ingredients to make this Tuscan bean soup. Or I guess we could call it the Tuscan bean sausage soup. Anyway it goes, we're going to make a soup today. And you need the following ingredients. If you want meat, 1 pound of browned sausage, breakfast sausage. We like mild if you like it hot. Some like it hot. At least Marilyn did. But other than that, we go straight from the recipe, and some like it hot. Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Oh my!
Except it was white. Never mind.
There were a lot of differences there.
Yeah, quite a few. Anyway, we're adding 1 pound of browned breakfast sausage, and along with that, we're going to take 1/2 cup or 1/2 of a big red onion that's been chopped up. And then we need 3 celery stalks chopped up. And we need 1 can of Great Northern beans that have been rinsed and drained. Right in the pot on top of that. And then also we need, let's go with the tomatoes. We need 1 can of Italian tomatoes. We're going to use some that has basil, oregano, and garlic in it. And that goes right in there, juices and all. And the spinach we save for later. This is 2 cups of spinach that's been chopped up. We'll save that for later. I'll show you why. But we need, I got to read for a second here.
That's 2 teaspoons.
Or I could just listen to you.
That's
you could tell me.
2
2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning.
Uh-huh.
Right in there. This is how many?
The equivalent of 2 garlic cloves.
The equivalent of 2 garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons of freeze-dried garlic, right in there. And then 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper. That's going to add a little bit of heat to it. If you don't like heat,
Yep.
don't
Red
put
pepper
the red pepper
flakes.
in it. Yeah, red pepper flakes. But we like a little heat, just a little, not a lot, in the pot. You also need 5 cups or 1 box and 1 cup of broth. Now, Mary Rose, she says in her recipe to put in 5 cups of chicken broth. And we wanted to put in chicken broth, but somebody forgot to pick up chicken broth at the store, so...
And someone forgot to pick up a lot of things.
Yeah.
She also forgot the right cheese.
Yeah, we're going to use different cheeses too, but we're going to go with beef broth and see.
We'll struggle through.
Yeah, we'll suffer through. We got some cooking right here, and it smells pretty good, so we're hoping it tastes as good as it smells. But 5 cups of chicken broth or beef broth is we're going to use, and 5 cups. 1 cup plus 4 cups is, everybody class A, 5 cups. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. 5 cups of beef broth. Put that away. And I believe that is it. That is all of the stuff minus the
Are you supposed to salt and pepper this?
salt and pepper to taste. And again, depends on your preferences. Don't forget, broth is going to add salt to it, so I'm going to use my method of 2 pinches, which a pinch is about a half a teaspoon.
And you're using kosher salt, so it's thicker than just like if you were to grab regular
Yes,
salt.
I'm using kosher salt because that's what was in the salt pig. Sometimes there's just regular salt in the salt pig. Today there's kosher salt, but I'm using 2 pinches of kosher salt, and then my normal 7 twists, 5, 6, 7
Are you
twists
sure?
of pepper, plus or minus a twist or 2, and you put that in your slow cooker. You toss the lid on it, and you're going to want to cook this on low for 4 hours. And after 4 hours,
I'm actually going to change that on you, honey. After what happened with this one, we're going to cook it on high for 4 hours.
she totally changed the script on me without telling me.
I'm sorry.
So we're going to cook this on high for 4 hours now. Why?
Because particularly with a stubborn slow cooker, not the one that's on screen, but a different one, the onion, it wasn't getting to a high enough temperature to really cook the onions and the celery, so they weren't getting cooked. So I would do high to make sure that it gets it high enough so that it'll tender up those veggies that are in there.
So high for 4 hours. That's going to cook up everything together. That's going to turn your onions soft as well as your celery. And then once that's done, I remember now why we were having problems with that crock pot. What'd you do with my gloves?
They're right over here.
They're right over here. Oh, I just need one. There it is.
Yeah, and if they wanted to cook it on low, they could probably cook it for low 6 to 8 hours.
There you go. High for 4, low for 6 to 8. And it comes out all steamy and good. Look at that. You can see definitely in this camera how it's boiling up. And the onions are cooked down. I'll put that right there for now. And grab my bowl. Grab me a spoon.
No.
No spoon?
No, not yet.
Not yet?
You gotta stir.
Oh, that's right. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm excited to try this out. Now you want to take your spinach and toss it in the pot. Just like that.
And you're gonna stir it around until that spinach wilts a little bit.
Stir it in until the spinach is wilted. Look at all those pretty colors. You got the reds and the greens, the brown from the meat, and the brown from the beef broth because we didn't have no chicken broth. And once that is wilted down, it won't take very long to wilt spinach. And if you've ever had like Olive Garden's Tuscan soup, do they use spinach or
No, they use kale.
They use kale.
We have one of the Toscana. Is that how it's
The
said?
Zuppa Toscana.
Yeah, we have one
For
of
all
those.
y'all who speak Italian.
It's on the website, and it uses kale.
But that's going to wilt it down a little bit so it's not too crunchy, but it's going to actually give a little bit of a crunch in there with every bite. So it's wilted down pretty good. At least good enough to where I'm going to try it. Take me let's go about half that into the bowl. With a little bit more of that broth. Have a look at how pretty that is. It smells really good. That's very pretty. Now I'm going to take my spoon, and you can serve this, we're going to say, with the cheese of your choice. Mary Rose says to use Parmesan. I am a big fan of Parmesan. Good job, Mary Rose, on picking your cheese. But since we didn't have any Parmesan, because she also forgot to pick that up, we're going to use 4-state cheddar.
I think it would be very tasty with mozzarella as well.
Mozzarella cheese, because it's like an Italian soup, and mozzarella cheese is an Italian cheese.
Versus cheddar.
But
I don't know where that. I'm not gonna claim.
Is cheddar.
Yeah.
I don't know that cheddar is Italian.
I don't know. I'm sure
Mozzarella is.
I'm sure there are cheese experts that would inform us.
We're probably totally butchering the cheese thing here.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's okay. Parmesan, cheddar, mozzarella, whatever kind of cheese you like, or No cheese at all if you don't want cheese in your soup. This is your soup. This is your food. Eat it how you like it. This is just how we cooked it. And we're going to see how we did. Or how you did, because you actually cooked this one. I did that one here. I can tell you one thing right now. It's hot. So pardon me while I blow on it. Are you ready? It's good with the beef broth.
You like it?
I'm sure it'd be equally as good with the chicken broth. It's good with beef broth. I mean, it gives it more of a beefy flavor than the chicken broth would, because the chicken broth wouldn't give a beefy flavor. At least it better not, or you bought the wrong broth. But it's still really good. I can taste the heat in the back of my mouth and into my throat from the red pepper flakes. So again, if you don't like hot and spicy, or if you don't like any heat at all, either back off of the red pepper flakes or just don't put the red pepper flakes in, because it's not burning me at all. I'm not sitting here sweating or anything, but I can taste a little bit of the heat in the back of my throat, kind of warming the belly as it goes down. That spinach does add just a little bit of a crunch with it. I think I kind of chopped up my spinach a little too fine. I might have made the leaves a little bit bigger.
You chopping up something too fine? No.
I didn't do the meat, and I can tell you right now, in the food prep in this, I didn't do the meat because you ought to see the chunks of sausage. Look at this right here. I'm going to open this camera back.
That is a great
Look
bite.
at the chunks. That's a meal in itself right there. That is a hunk. That's a hunk of sausage right there.
And you're going to eat it.
Yes, I am. Full of protein with the sausage and the great big hunks, and also the beans. And of course the tomatoes and the Italian seasoning give it that Italian flair. That is really good. That definitely goes up on the vlog. That'd be great for a good winter. That's a good
I think it'd be
soup.
really good with mozzarella cheese.
Well,
Are you going to tell them about the soup containers behind you?
yes, I am, because you told me I had to. Before we go, let's say you really like this soup and you want to have it for leftovers. Let's say you're in love with this soup.
In glove.
With the soup. Soups can be frozen. Soups can be stored. This is a 4-quart. No, it's not. This is a 4-cup container. This is a 1-serving container,
Which is 2 cups.
which is 2 cups.
But we usually just put.
We don't fill it all the way full. Like, for instance, Miss Ad, she really loves it when we tape all these episodes together, because then she's got some really good food for lunch during the week. And we'll fill this up about halfway full, give her a cup of really good soup, and store it in the fridge, and then she can take it with her to school.
Or you could even store it in the freezer, and it could be kind of its own little ice pack. And because she has a microwave at her school. Yeah.
Now you're just going all MacGyver on it.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think I take all this to school
No.
with me. But one of these, yes, if you freeze it, it's your ice pack for like your other little goodies, like a banana or whatever you pack in your kid's lunch. And then when you heat it up at school, stir it up a little bit, heat it up some more, you got soup. And again, for the family, let's say you make a huge batch of this, you don't eat it all, and you could fill one of these up or even half full, toss it in your freezer, have it in a few weeks. How long do you think that soup would keep and still be good?
I like to usually use most things that I make as a freezer meal. I like to use it up within a month, most of the time.
So there you go.
But that's why you'd want to use, instead of putting it all in one container and freezing it all, you'd put maybe half of it in one of those larger containers and half in another. That way you only thaw out what you're ready to eat. Because you don't want to thaw and freeze and thaw and freeze.
Yeah, that's not good. It breaks everything down. It doesn't taste good.
Well, I
don't think it's really good to do that. And it's not good for you. So there you go. Family size, Addie size. And that's really, really, really good soup. This is Mikey size. One more bite. Really, really good. Simple to make, you saw how quick. I put that in the pot. Bring it to a boil. High for 4, low 6 to 8. You got a really good soup for lunch, dinner. If you're weird like me, you could have it for breakfast. I would. But we want to thank you again for watching another episode of Cooking Chris's Dishes. If you would, look down at the bottom of this video and click subscribe. It should be Over here? Over here?
Are you going to do that?
I'm going over. I'm thinking it's over here. If I'm looking right on a YouTube video, I think the subscribe is over here. If not, there's something over there. Just click it. Unless it's the unlike. Don't click the unlike. That's just mean. But click subscribe, and you'll get to check out more of our recipes that we're putting online every single week. And also check us out at recipes.crock.com. And if you'd also give us a like over on Facebook at Recipes.Crock and at Good Old Tunes with Good Old Boy, where we do the recipes as well as some songs and other silly stuff from the family. And we'll keep cooking and you keep watching and all will be well. Thanks.